Hey guys, it's Matt here. So for today's video, we are going to have a book discussion, and I'm so excited. What better way to spend quarantine than reading, really? And before we get started, I did double check that all the books I'm talking about, they are all available for checkout online on Libby. So Libby is a free app you can download like on your phone. It's similar to Overdrive if you've used that one. And all you need is your library card to set up a free account, and then you can download these books as audiobooks or ebooks. So let's get started right away. I cannot wait. These are all going to be young adult books, by the way. And the reason we're doing this, first off, is because I have kind of a large personal library at my house of, YA books. So I was really excited to show off everything and talk about some of my favorites, and notice that I'm filming this next to one of my bookshelves to make this, look very bookish and very proper about our discussion. Because again, I have lots of books, I have all of them. So let's get started. The first series, YA series, is by author Michelle Hodkin, and the first book is called The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. This series is creepy. It literally, I was flipping through the pages at night in my bed, all the chills, all the goosebumps, but it was so compelling I could not put it down. I just had to keep reading it. It's just weird. It's bizarre, I'm not gonna lie, but it's so good. So the story revolves around this girl, Mara Dyer, and she wakes up in a hospital with no memory of this horrific accident that she survived in which all of her friends died, which is kind of weird and grim. And so then her family has to move to escape the fallout because, everyone hates her. So then she's at this swanky, private school. I can't remember if it's private or boarding school, but that's how all the books are. And she meets this hot British guy, cue the romance, which is always kind of fun. And he's super mysterious and seems to know more about her than she knows about herself. And the thing that's fun about this book is it's told from a perspective of an unreliable narrator, which I really like a lot. Half the time I'm like, is this girl hallucinating? Is this real? Is this really happening? I don't know. And it's a mystery and there's murder, and it's honestly, it's a very strange series, but I loved it so much. So that's the first book. The second one is called The Retribution of Mara Dyer. The third one is The Evolution of Mara Dyer. And there's a companion series, I haven't read it yet, but it follows Noah, who's the British guy, and it's his story as well. So the next book I want to talk about, it's just a really small, easy read, a standalone novel called Wink Poppy Midnight by April Genevieve Tucholke. I don't know how you say it. I'm probably butchering it. But if any of you know Becca and are good friends with Becca, and if you're friends with her on Goodreads, you know that she never, ever, ever gives anything 5-star ratings. It's very rare. Well, I recommended this book to her, and she read through it in a day and gave it 5-star ratings, and she told me in secret, Matt, that was my favorite book of 2019. So if Becca likes it, it's gonna be really good. And yeah, I'm just gonna read the book summary to kind of sum it up. Here's my best reading voice. Get ready. Every story needs a hero. Every story needs a villain. Every story needs a secret. Wink Poppy Midnight. 2 girls, 1 boy, 1 summer, 1 bad thing. Ooh. What really happened? Someone knows. Someone is lying. Okay, just trust me. Just read this one. You're going to love it. It's a good book. So the last series I want to talk about is a series by author Rainbow Rowell. And the first book is called Carry On. So it's not really making fun of Harry Potter per se, but it definitely plays into the whole chosen one trope. Similar to Harry Potter, similar to Lord of the Rings. So it's going to feel really familiar as you're reading this, but it's so entertaining. So again, I'm just going to read the summary of the book to you. Simon Snow is the worst chosen one who's ever been chosen. That's what his roommate Baz says. And Baz might be evil and a vampire and a complete git, but he's probably right. Half the time, Simon can't even make his wand work, and the other half, he sets something on fire. His mentor's avoiding him, his girlfriend broke up with him, and there's a magic-eating monster running around wearing Simon's face. Okay, so the villain in this book is called the Insidious Humdrum, by the way. Like, that's the best villain name I've ever come across in my life, I'm pretty sure. So that's another reason to read it. Let's see. Baz would be having a field day with all of this if he were here. It's their last year at the Watford School of Magic, and Simon's infuriating nemesis didn't even bother to show up. Like, WTF. Carry On is a ghost story, a love story, and a mystery. It has just as much kissing and talking as you'd expect from a Rainbow Rowell story, but far, far more monsters. So, the other thing I really liked about this, I'm being super dramatic, I know. Few things. So the spells, they're not just like your normal Latin spells, you know, the words. Alohomora, I don't even know if that's Latin, but they use popular catchphrases. The more popular a catchphrase is, the more powerful the spell. So Baz, he's my favorite character. He's the vampire in here. And so, for instance, he's like a vegetarian vampire. And, like, whenever he's hungry, he just says, like, here, kitty, 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 kitty. And it brings, like, all these cats come running. And then he just drains their blood and has dinner. And, like, for instance, they'll say things like, come on, baby, light my fire. And that's, you know, gonna create a fire or whatever. So it's just kind of fun. Also, there's a gay vampire love story in this book, which I did not know until I was actually reading the book itself. That was a happy accident. I was kind of delighted about that. And so it's always fun when you get queer representation in novels. That's the first book. The second book is called Wayward Son. I literally just finished reading it. I laughed out loud so many times and wrote down all the best one-liners. It literally, like, ugh. I was in stitches. I was laughing so hard. The third book has not come out yet, so Rainbow Rowell, like, hustle your bustle, please. There's also a companion book called Fangirl that takes place in the Simon Snow universe, so that's kind of fun as well. So that's it. That's all we have for today. But remember, download Libby. It's a free app, and all you need is your library card, and you can check out these items for free and read from home. We miss all of you. Hope you're all surviving quarantine. All right, take care, guys. Bye.